Hey, welcome World Entertainment. And for some reason, DC look to be copying Marvel with their decisions in terms of let's link everything together. Because it hasn't worked for Marvel, I don't think it's going to work for DC. And DC are doing it in a way that is going to be a head scratcher. So Marvel's way of doing it is, oh, you want to go see this movie? Well, you're going to have to watch 2 seasons of this show, a season of that one, a season of that one, and them 2 movies to be able to go and understand what the hell is happening in this movie. Well, Warner Brothers have, in their infinite wisdom with James Gunn and Peter Safran, decided there's going to be tie-ins to the DCU. Those tie-ins, however, are through video games. Yes, you heard that right. Video games. Now, let's put one thing clear. This may all get dumped as soon as Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League comes out, because that movie, our game, is getting annihilated in its reviews. The reviews are starting to come in. People are shaking their head going, this thing is terrible. There's already been backlash through what they do with Batman in it, especially given that it's Kevin Conroy's very last performance as Batman. And even Superman, the treatment of Superman in the game is being looked at with people shaking their heads going, what were you thinking? And if you don't know what that story is, I'll tell you right now, screw spoilers because it's a video game. Harley Quinn manages to kill both Batman and Superman. Harley Quinn. But it's the way she killed Batman and what his last words are that really has pissed the audience off. But let's have a look at this, because why would you ever consider doing it this way? So it's confirmed that in addition to Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, multiverses, and a single player action Wonder Woman game from Monolith, WB Games is also working on tie-in video games for James Gunn and Peter Safran's DCU. The head fella of all of this, called, I think it's pronounced Haddad? I'm not sure how you pronounce it. I think it's Haddad. Stated, a very consistent message coming from the executive layer of Warner Brothers Discovery is the importance of franchises. There's a unique and important role games have in keeping our franchises relevant, resonant, and exciting, because there's plenty of fans and plenty of people consuming content where games are their starting point. It's their preferred form of content. And it went a little further, because when it was first unveiled at Chapter 1, Gods and Monsters, which is what they're calling it, the first phase basically of the new DCU, James Gunn said, what we're doing with the DCU is we're having animation tied directly into live action, television, movies, and games, all intertwined within the same universe. We're going to cast actors that are going to be able to play the characters in this, as well as in other things, some of which we've already cast. So learning nothing from what Marvel is doing and failing with by pushing every story beat together, which is telling audiences, oh, you have to play this, read this, watch that, just to be able to watch this. To do the game thing, I think is ridiculous. Now, I don't think they're going to set up major story arcs or something in the games to lead into the shows or the movies, but I think they're going to introduce characters, big characters, that are at least characters that will pop up in shows and stuff, that if you didn't play the game, you're not going to have a clue what the purpose of that character at that particular point was, which makes no sense. Why would you do that? Recognize your audience. Yes, video games is extremely popular, but most of the casual audience who goes to your movies aren't playing these type of video games, and they're definitely not playing them to be able to go and watch a movie. And even big hard time gamers, I don't think are going to be very much pushed into play this game so you have an understanding of what's about to happen in this movie. It's a very, very peculiar and foolish move to make, in my opinion. I don't get it. Why would you do it through video games? So strange. And of course, as I just said, things aren't looking good for this Suicide Squad game. It's not looking good. People hate it from what they're seeing. And that includes the Harley Quinn Poison Ivy clip that was released with child Poison Ivy still being talked about in a relationship with older Harley Quinn. It's so strange. The game looks like it's going to fail. It doesn't look like it's a great game either. Nor was that other one, the last Arkham one. What was it? Arkham Knights? Was it called Arkham Knight? The one where I think they killed Batman in that game as well. But that game was a disaster. Multiverses, I have no idea what that game is. Never heard of it. And the Wonder Woman game, apparently they're having huge problems trying to get that thing together and ready to come out. So again, why would you put all your eggs in the basket of, hey, we're going to tie everything into everything? The game is going to connect to the film will connect to the show will connect to the animated, that will connect to the book, blah blah blah. It overcomplicates what should be a simple story. You know, you shouldn't be having to have homework to be able to watch and enjoy something. But we'll see what happens once the Suicide Squad game comes out and probably fails. So with that, I'll leave it there for this one. So cheers, and I'll catch you in the next one.